Good morning and welcome back. My name is Natalie. Oh my gosh, let me plug this in so you can hear me better. Okay, so my name is Natalie. If you've not before, this is an urgent message. I'm just going to get right into it. I don't even know why I'm called to do this. And let me just start by saying I'm not a financial advisor, but I woke up this morning and just like all of you, and you know what, for this is my after 40 channel, and let's just get real today. We're going to get real. Woke up this morning, like all of you, watching the stock market crash, right? So what if I told you that I knew this was going to happen for like the last month? What if I told you? I've known. I've been listening to people that have been saying this is going to happen. Probably not the people that you're listening to, because you're probably most of you are probably listening to mainstream media, right? And so when you listen to, back in 2020, let me tell you a little story. Back in 2020, whenever COVID hit, right? I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but what the fuck? Excuse my French. I'm keeping it real today. So if you're here for sweetness, there's nothing sweet about what's going on out there in the market today. So we're just going to keep it real. Okay. And so if you're here for realness, let's go. But back in 2020, when we went through COVID and everybody was locked up in their house and all of that was going on, right? I made a decision to cash out of my 401k. And, most people, even my husband, looked at me and he was like, "You're doing what?" And it's not like I had a lot of money. I think at the time I had maybe, I'm not even gonna tell you. It doesn't matter. It wasn't a lot. Believe me. I didn't have millions of dollars in my 401k, but that little bit that I did have, I was like, no, I'm not losing it. I watched my parents go through the dot-com boom and bang, when it banged out in 2008 and the market crashed and we were in the recession, like we are now. I think it's worse now, but, when mainstream media was telling us like, yep, with the dot-com boom, like, yeah, everything is great, everything's wonderful, you know what, like keep investing. And so in 2020, I started listening to other people that were not mainstream media. And I made a decision to do that. And it's probably been the best decision that I made. Now, let me tell you though, doing that, right, for my ladies out there that are listening to me, and if you have gentlemen out there that'll listen to me, because I know I have some men that follow me on this channel, listen, I talk about tapping into your authentic self here on this channel. Part of that is tapping into your intuition. And what is your intuition? Your intuition is you not following what everybody else is doing. That's your intuition. That's you having a knowing of something that is good, bad, indifferent, whatever, and then you're doing that thing because you know that it's right for you. And a lot of times everything is so dumbed down for us, right? Like we can't think for ourselves. And so we have to have a 401k to invest our money for us, right? Meanwhile, these 401ks are owned by hedge funds who are manipulating and playing with our money. Thus the crash you see today, right? What's going on today? What's been going on over the last few days, right? You trusted someone, plus you're paying fees. So a lot of you are waking up this morning and seeing that your 401k is 50% down. Now, ain't that some shit? Because on top of that, you're being told, a lot of you out there are being told that you got to take a voluntary retirement, especially if you work for the government, right? And don't think that's not going to trickle down to other places, because it will. But this is where we are now. So now you're like, okay, I got to retire, and but my 401k is down. So that's your retirement fund, isn't it? Or I don't know. If you work for the government, you have other accounts. You have TSP accounts and things like that. So So back in 2020, I started listening to other people that weren't mainstream media. Now people call me crazy. People said like, "What are you doing? You're not a subject matter expert. You're not a financial advisor." And believe me, I'm not a financial advisor. So I'm just some girl on YouTube that's coming and telling you about my experience. You go find you a good financial advisor today if you don't have one already, because you could take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but I think there's some value to what I'm going to share with you. Some of you will take it, some of you won't, and that's okay. But you know what I found, what I realized in 2020 when I cashed out whatever I had in my 401k was that when you follow, there's a lot going on. When you are listening to the mainstream media, right? When you're listening to the news, let's say you're listening to CNN, let's say you're listening to Fox, whatever you listen to, they're all telling you the same thing. They're spinning it a little bit different depending on who their listeners are, who their audience is, but it's basically the same script, right? The same script with a little bit of a different opinion about the script depending on the audience. And so when I realized this, I was like, no, I got to find other people that are real out there, that are really really sharing some real knowledge. So I found some people. And that's all trial and error, because when you've had everything dumbed down and you've been told that you can't think for yourself, you can't figure things out for yourself, you can't be authentic, you're not authentic enough to know what's good for you, that you need somebody else to tell you, you need your job to tell you that you need to have a 401k. And I'm not saying that having a 401k is bad, but know what you're getting into. Most people don't even understand what they're getting into. They don't understand about all the fees that are in their 401k. They don't understand how this works until something like this happens. And then we're like, oh, what? Yeah, what? Yeah, what? Yeah, this is what's happening right now. And it's happened before. You know, like history tends to repeat itself. And sometimes we think, oh, like that was that time and it's not going to happen again. And in my mind in 2020, when it was happening, I was like, yeah, this will happen again. I got to find another route. I got to see what other people do. Not what CNN is telling me, not what Fox is telling me, not what whoever, because those people on Fox and CNN that are telling you the news, they have other investments other than their 401k, I believe. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not in anybody's business, but that would be my guess. But anyway, so when we are dumbing down when we're having our intuition so dumbed down and we're told like, yeah, you can't possibly think for yourself. What do you know about financial advising? Well, if I listen to other people that have been had financial success, let's say, right? So if I've just like you could go to YouTube and anywhere else, like you're here and you can find people that are spewing out negative things, you can find people that are spewing out positive things. And by the way, if you start looking at all the negative will come, like the algorithm will shoot you back more of the negative that you like to see. If you're looking for positive financial stuff, you're going to find more people out there that you're going to find the algorithm will shoot more of that back out to you. And are you going to find people out there that are scamming? Yes. Are you going to make mistakes? Yep, I did. I made a few mistakes. But that's why when you're first tapping into your intuition and doing what your gut is telling you to do, and you're trying to figure out who you can trust, you don't go all in. And if it's financial or anything, right? It's like your heart. You don't just throw your heart in on the first day that you meet someone because you think you're going to marry them, right? That's a bad idea because you don't know that person really. I hope. Anyway, so you shouldn't do that. But anyway, yeah. So you wouldn't do that. So you wouldn't take your money and throw it all in one place. But sometimes, you know, we don't listen to our gut. We've been so taught that we shouldn't listen to ourselves, that we should listen to other people, that it becomes kind of easy for us not to listen to ourselves and to give people the benefit of the doubt. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And the more you do that, that's how you learn how to trust people. This is how you learn not to trust people. This is how you learn how to trust yourself again. Because so far, your whole life, you've been trusting what other people have been telling you, because they've been telling you that you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to think for yourself. You should just trust other people. So when you start to make decisions and trust yourselves based on what you think and what you see and who you're listening to and who you're deciding that you're going to make part of your soul tribe. Oh yes, and by the way, I know there's this whole woo woo soul tribe thing out there. Yeah, it's a true thing. You don't have to meet someone for them to be part of your soul tribe. Like, you don't have to physically meet me for me to be part of your soul tribe. Like, the fact that you're listening to me, right, could mean that I'm part of your soul tribe. I have people that I listen to that I trust. I have advisors, and there maybe that people that have made good, sound financial decisions that I listen to on YouTube that I consider that they're part of my soul tribe because they really helped me make some good decisions that are not part of what the mainstream is telling us to do. Oh my gosh. So, excuse me, guys. I was like, before I came on here, it was so sad. I was like, look at this shit. Like, you know what? The freaking, the 401ks, the market is tanking. People are losing their jobs. And then now, guess what? Guess what I learned that I'm going to share with you. You see Warren Buffett? Yep, he's that multi-billion-dollar, trillion-dollar investor. There's something that he said that stuck with me. And I saw the quote yesterday, but I think I saw it back in 2020 also, when I made my decision to do what I did, to do some of the things that make some of the changes that I made. He says that when the mainstream is all hurting and going towards something, you need to back off. You don't do what they do. When they are backing off, like, let's talk about investments. So let's say they're like, yes, the market's great. We should go buy more. Like, oh, Tesla stock is up, or this stock is up. Apple is doing great. Let's go buy. You don't buy when Apple is doing great, because that's when everybody else is buying. When everybody's going, oh my gosh, we're going to sell. We're going to sell off. We're going to sell out. We don't want, the market's tanking. It's time to sell. Oh my gosh. Like, if we don't sell, we're going to lose more. That's when you buy. So if I can give you all a piece of advice, and I don't even know why I'm making this video this morning. I'm just rambling because it pisses me off that all of this is due to being told that we shouldn't listen to ourselves. We shouldn't authentically listen to what our guts tell us. We should just listen to other people. And this is the nonsense that it leads to at the end of the day. People's 401ks tanking without them understanding what the hell is going on. So if I have one piece of advice for you today based on what Warren Buffett said, he's a good financial advisor. I would say he has lots of money. So don't listen to me. I'm just some girl on YouTube. But if I were you, I would do a little research on Warren Buffett and stop listening to CNN and Fox and whatever else, mainstream media that you're listening to. Right now, the market's tanking. Many of you out there have unrealized returns. What does that mean? If you don't know what that means that you have your account was, if your account was at 100,000 2 days ago, it's probably at 50,000 now. That means that 50,000 that tanked, those are unrealized returns. You were looking at your account. It's an illusion. When you look at your account, you go, oh, I have 100,000. I have 200,000. You don't have 200,000 until you cash it out. When you cash it out and you put it in your bank account, or you do something else, invest it somewhere else, then you have it. But when it's in an investment account, like a 401k in stocks or whatever, that money, it's an illusion that you have it until you cash it out. So the other part of this is that it's an illusion that you've lost it until you cash it out. So that means when you cash out at a loss, you really lose. So based on what Warren Buffett says, I would think that right now is not a good time to cash out your 401k, because guess what will happen while you're cashing out your 401k? right now, or cashing. Everybody's pulling their money. They're scared, running scared. This is when people make dumb decisions. And I don't want to call it dumb, but I want to call it like it's out of fear. So it's not, they're not dumb. It's like, oh, here's a better word. Dumb wasn't a good word. People make regrettable decisions when you act out of fear. Because right now, while you are selling at a loss, other people are buying. There's people out there that have been waiting. They've been waiting for this moment. If I tell you that I knew this was going to happen a month ago, you guys would be like, well, who are you and who do you work for? I don't work for anybody. I just listen to the right people. I have found the people that I trust to listen to that will tell me what I think I need to know. It took a minute, right? It's been 5 years since I cashed out my 401k, listening to a lot of people that gave me bad advice too. Going through and sorting that out. But you have to do it. This is something that we all need to do. So when I come up here, in this channel and I start talking to you about tapping into your intuition and tapping into your authentic self, this is all about you listening to yourself and doing what's good for you and not following the crowd. Because and maybe that's why I'm here today, because it pisses me off, because this is an example of what happens when you follow the crowd. When you listen to people that are telling you that, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Who do you think you are? Yes, this is not, you're not a subject matter expert in this. Well, the hell, I'm not a subject matter expert in my life. I'm the only subject matter expert in my life, by the way. And so when you start to think about it that way, you make better decisions. You start to follow the people that are making decisions and being the subject matter experts in their life, not just following the crowd. And those people may not look like you, they may not sound like you, but by God, they have made some good decisions in their life. Now, I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to spin this. I'm not a financial advisor. If you feel like you need to cash out your 401k, your whatever, do what you do. All I can say is, based on what I see, this is not a good time to cash out. And I know like a lot of people are feeling the heat, right? But we so much have allowed people to come in and tell us what to do, tell us when we're wrong about how we feel. And there may be some of you out there who've had gut feelings, right? But you're like, no, I can't do that. What's my husband gonna think? What's my wife gonna think? She's gonna think I'm crazy if I tell somebody that I'm listening to so and so and so and so. They're gonna tell me, you know what, you're not Rockefeller. I gotta freaking start somewhere, right? At least I can start looking to see like what Rockefeller did to get his generational wealth. Because I don't know what the mainstream media's what's going on out there. Is this building generational wealth for people? Really? All this money, all these trillions of dollars that are in 401ks that are tanking right now. Who's getting wealthy? Who do you think is getting? It's not you. You're not the one getting wealthy. There are people sitting on the sidelines that have been waiting for this market to tank. I know y'all don't believe me, but yeah. And there's people right now getting ready to buy up every little bit of everything you're going to sell. Just saying. So, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. Go get a financial advisor if you feel you need one. But all I have to say is that if it was me today, the last thing I'd be doing is selling anything. Because what goes up must come down. What comes down it's going to go back up. Now, do I know when? I don't know when. Maybe not quick enough for some of you that are some of you that may really need the funds right now. So I'm not telling you if you need your funds, don't take it. But if you don't, and you can hold off, don't take that loss. Don't take that L. Because you're going to take a big L right now. So if you rode this wave down, you got to ride it back up. You should, if you can. If, depending on timing, we all got to do what we got to do. We got to feed our families. We got to take care of ourselves. We got to pay our bills. So this is not me telling anyone what to do. It's just me expressing a little bit of frustration at how the mainstream and how letting other people handle our business for us really mucks things up sometimes. Anyway, I hope this message found you well. Thank you for joining me today. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about all this. This was just heavy on my heart this morning. So, sometimes, and that's the other thing. One last thing I want to say is that, sometimes what's sad, what makes me really want to cry this morning is sometimes when you see something like I saw it 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and you start to tell people and they won't listen to you. Who do you think you are? And that's okay, because eventually people will see what they need to see for themselves. And, when it's time, when it's time for them to see it. So, it's just something that I've resigned myself to. That it's okay if they don't always see. And so I just don't always come out and talk and tell people everything that I know, because heaven forbid, that it's not just I know because I'm a know-it-all. I know because I follow other people who know. And I know I have figured out who to follow that knows so that I can know. If that makes sense. Anyway, I think I'm rambling now. This is also frustrating. Anyway, I hope this message found you well. God bless you. And you know what? You have a good day, and I will see you in the next one. Love you.